Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So Modar here, and today I have Mr. Ian Wong, my dear friend, joining me in the first episode of me interviewing people who are passionate about something. Now, just to kind of remind you that if you're really passionate about something and you want to talk about a particular topic, I'll be more than happy to host you, and we can just have a chat about whatever that you want to do. So Mr. Ian, would you mind introducing yourself?
Hi, I'm Ian Wong. I like sim racing. I like cars. I live and breathe cars, and I've always been working hard towards going back into motorsports. So for now, while trying to do the motorsports thing, I'll do the eSIM sports instead. So here I am today to share my experience. Whatever you want to know, take it away.
Excellent. So, just a disclaimer, by the way, this channel is not about cars or sim racing only. I'm just going to make it very clear that he's really passionate about it, and I appreciate that. I want to give him a platform to tell you guys about it. And I also know a lot of people are interested, but they don't know where to begin. So really the aim of this channel is just to kind of like bring all of us together. I prepared a list of really difficult questions. Actually, no. So maybe we could just start with your own background in sim racing. Like when did you start? Because I remember I used to go to your house around 10 years ago.
Yeah.
And I remember seeing a
2005.
steering wheel, and at that time I wasn't really into cars, and I was like,
yeah. That was at the house up in the hill.
Yes.
I had this wooden table.
Yeah.
And I had this puny little Logitech Driving Force GT. It's out of market now. I bought that thing with my first paycheck. Like when I started out working, that's the first thing I bought with my first paycheck, 400 ringgit.
400 ringgit.
400 ringgit. And it lasted me for 8 years. It brought me 8 years of joy. So I gave it away. I gave it away during, I think it was just after the MCO period or during the MCO period because I was upgrading, right? So I was like, oh man, this thing is valueless. Might as well just give it to someone who can actually, who I was about to start, so I just give it away. So we posted on the Facebook platform called, I think Berlin Nothing platform. Then somebody took it. So I told my wife to put a heartfelt message there, to share this to someone who wants to start up thing.
Yes.
So when it came, I told the father, it served me for 8 years, brought me 8 years of joy. I hope you and your child will continue enjoying sim racing with this. That's what I told them.
And did it have like pedals as well?
Yes, pedals. Yes, pedals. It has 2 pedals. It has force feedback. It's supposed to be for PlayStation, but you can use it for the PC.
For PC,
It's like the cheapest force feedback wheel you can get back in the day.
Yeah.
Now it's no more already. Now it's like the G25, G27, which later replaced by the G29s.
I think that these are the ones that I see on the market as well, which brings me to a very important question that I think a lot of people often want to know, which is how much money, realistically speaking, you see about like I know because I go to these shops and I see all these chairs and all these setups.
All those setups are just overkill because they want to sell stuff. They want to make money.
But I think what I think about when I see this stuff, I say, this is really awesome. It would be nice to have this kind of stuff.
Yes, would be nice.
But I'm not gonna get it, so I kind of just tend to shy away, and I don't know where to start. So I think a lot of people want to like realistically, how much do you have to pay to get something like this?
Well, I just want to make this awareness first. You see all those on the market, all this expensive rig, fancy little stuff, direct drive, blah blah blah. They are all just marketing stuff. They just want you to spend money on it and make money. You don't need it, right? All the pro sim racing drivers, including the people that I compete against and even myself, we started out with a plastic chair, a wooden computer desk, and the cheapest force feedback wheel you can get.
Plastic
Get
chair.
it second hand also can, no problem. Just something to start with because you never know how far deep into the rabbit hole you want to go because it gets really deep. There's so many things to learn. Even with my 400 ringgit force feedback wheel, the Driving Force GT, I've learned so much.
Yeah.
Just by that, and it's only 400 bucks.
Yes.
I have a desk, an old wooden desk that I've been using it since my high school days, and then a chair. Probably if you have the wheelchair, maybe you can take off the wheels and put in the rubber studs so that it doesn't move about.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah.
That's all.
That's why you use the Mamak style.
Yeah, the Mamak style. Yeah, that's it. There you go.
I remember.
You can buy brand new because right now you can't buy the Driving Force GT anymore. So the cheapest one you will get is about 1,008 if I'm not mistaken. 1,008 for the G29s.
G29. This
Yeah.
is, but this includes
The pedal, the 3 pedals, and then the 4
and then the
steering
gear,
wheel.
right?
No. The gear shift is no longer bundled together. It's sold
You have to buy it
separately.
separately.
Yeah, another reason for Logitech to make more money. But you don't really need the shifter. Just the steering wheel and then the pedals, and then off you go. Better still, go to Facebook Marketplace or Carousel and get the used ones, the G25s.
Used ones.
G25
But I remember
devices.
seeing ones for like around 1,000 ringgit. I
Yeah,
think.
you can. I think they're used.
I think no, brand new. I think it was G29 or
G29 is about 1,000. I'm not too sure. I think it's
1,001 or
about
1,002.
Yeah.
That's the one.
Sometimes they give a good offer. You can get it for like 1,002, 1,001.
The
Not
thing
too
is,
expensive.
like I think on Shopee there's a lot of cheaper chairs as well. I think Logitech has one that you can fold.
Oh yeah, provided if you have space and if you're really invested into it. But no need. Just
It's like a chair that you can fold. So you actually attach the steering wheel
yes, you
on the
can
chair,
fold it
and
once
then
you're
you can
done.
fold them when you're done, and then you put it away.
That's useful for PlayStation because you're
yes.
gonna play your PlayStation on the living room, and then you want to do it, play the Gran Turismo. You can just unfold it in front of the TV and have fun with. Also can, no issue.
Yes. Yeah.
Just that the cheapest way is still, wooden desk at home, any random chair.
Yeah.
As long as it doesn't move around, then you're good to go. That's the cheapest way.
So in terms of cost, we would say between 1,000 to 2,000.
Yeah, between 1,000 and 2,000.
If you want to get something decent, or less if you want to go to the used market.
Yeah,
okay.
you go use. That's not including the PC, by the way.
Obviously.
Yeah, the PC or the PlayStation. That would be something else. So
no,
it's
the
like,
price of the games.
or the price of the game. Yeah.
Yeah, which is something else.
Yeah.
We're just talking about equipment. And in terms of relevance, I think the other thing that people will probably ask themselves is like, am I gonna buy this and use it all the time? And I remember this because, when I first wanted to buy my own first guitar, my family was like, "No, don't buy this because you're gonna use it for 2 hours and then you'll never use it again."
Yeah.
But I think this is a question that a lot of people will probably ask themselves, which is, am I really gonna use it, or am I just going to just like use it for like half an hour?
Yeah.
And then so what do you say to people who have concerns like this?
That's the very reason why to get the cheapest you can find on the market.
That's
get
true.
it used if you want. If you're okay
That's
with
true.
it, just get it used.
Minimize
or,
the losses.
And minimize the losses, because if you even if you get it new, you get the Logitech ones because these things hold value pretty okay. There's a lot of demand in the used market for these kind of things also. So you can buy new 1,002, 1,003. Don't get the shifter. Don't bother getting a shifter. Just get the steering wheel, pedal, new. If you find that you are no longer into this thing, you can sell it on the used market for a pretty good price. You don't lose too much money on it.
So damage control.
Yeah, damage control, or even better still, just buy a used one.
Yeah.
But don't need to get the Trustmaster. I know there's a lot of pretty affordable Trustmaster branded stuff in the market, but don't waste your money on that. Just get the Logitech because it gives all the force feedback that you need. It's very reliable. The software is easy to use. It's just no fuss. It's not going to scare you. It's not going to give you all the jitters when you try to get it to work.
Is there like something about Thrustmaster that...
The Thrustmaster is that so far the software is fine, but I had some issues with Assetto Corsa and Assetto Competizione, where sometimes when you switch windows, because I have to connect myself to like Discord voice chat and stuff like that. So sometimes I gotta switch windows. When I switch it back to the game, and then the force feedback doesn't work anymore. So I don't remember what I did to get it to work again.
So alternating between tabs will disconnect.
It may disable the force feedback system.
But that doesn't happen with Logitech.
It doesn't happen with Logitech.
And that might scare people who are starting out because then they're gonna get demotivated. Oh, what did I do? So
far, I think it's not a Thrustmaster problem. I believe it's a Windows problem.
Yes,
I think Windows have fixed it so far.
Yeah.
But another thing why I don't suggest Thrustmaster for beginners, because the new ones are quite expensive.
Yes.
The used ones are well used. So there may be some issues with it because they are generally well used.
Okay.
And thirdly, because it's a belt-driven system, so some details are lost in translation. Just a little bit of detail may be lost in translation. So I will always recommend the Logitech because it's a gear-driven system, gear to gear, just like a regular car where your steering rack and your wheels are connected through gear. So you don't lose much detail in the force feedback.
So
that's
what
where
do you
you
mean
learn.
by belt-driven system?
There's a motor,
Uh-huh.
and then there's another pulley that connects to the steering wheel. So the motor will spin the pulley through a belt
Okay.
that acts onto the steering wheel. So you feel the forces through the belt. That's called belt-driven system.
Okay.
So the motor is connected to the output pulley through a belt. Yeah, that's called belt-driven system.
And is there a reason why Logitech is not using using a gear system and not a...
I have no idea. Maybe because it's just cheaper to do the gear system because it's just plastic gears.
Right.
Second, for as close as possible to reality, most cars are geared up like that through their steering systems.
Yeah, I was about to say maybe because like they're trying to mimic real. And I'm wondering why Thrustmaster went for a belt system. Maybe it's just their own.
They want to amplify the forces because back then there was no such thing as a direct drive or huge motor or high-powered motor drives. The high-powered motor drives are done by Fanatec, which is a very premium brand. So usually they will use the cheaper motors, which is weaker. So they amplify the force by having a bigger pulley as an output, driven by a smaller motor. So it's like a regular car gear, you know. You amplify the torque through a pulley system.
Yes. Now I can imagine a lot of the beginners are like, what are these guys
talking about? If you're a mechanical engineer, you know what I'm talking about. If you're not, then you can go Google and search pulley. How does it work? Go Google search on Wikipedia or
now,
whatever.
you mentioned Assetto Corsa earlier. And I think the next question, so we covered the cost so far, which is good. So we said use market so that you can minimize your loss and everything. Mamak plastic chair is fine, wooden table is fine. So it's not really a big deal. Every time I go to stores, we don't have to have this pro looking thing. Now, games, I know you like Assetto Corsa.
Oh, yes.
Gran Turismo is good, but Gran Turismo is on PlayStation. Majority of people have PCs, and I think majority of people will use it with PC. So what can we get from Steam that is like beginner friendly, let's say?
Assetto Corsa is very beginner friendly. You can wait for a huge discount because it's such an old game. So when during discount season, you get 50-60% discount. So you can get the whole pack, the main game and all the DLCs for cheaps, maybe 50 ringgit, 60 ringgit.
Okay.
Wait for the discounts.
When you say beginner friendly, like can people use a controller?
Yes. You can use a controller for Assetto Corsa.
Oh really?
Yeah, you can.
And is it?
It's like Gran Turismo with a little bit more physics details in it.
Okay.
Yeah, so you can use a controller to race. And if you want to get like the full experience, like you want to really learn and practice, then it's better to get a force feedback wheel.
Okay.
And if you want even cheaper than that, you can find R Factor. It's even older. I think you can get the base game for cheaps, and it's a lot more complex. That is not very beginner friendly, but it's something for advanced levels.
Okay, so you use R Factor for competitions.
I started with R Factor.
You started with R Factor.
I started with R Factor.
And then, so what do you do what do you use Assetto Corsa for then?
And then Assetto Corsa came because
for fun.
For fun, yes. But Assetto Corsa came because they have a huge variety of production cars that I'm interested to fool around with.
Oh, okay.
A lot. Because R Factor is extremely focused on simulation. It's purely simulation. So on the base game, the cars that they have are all race cars.
Okay.
So for those who are really into racing and do simulation stuff,
then R Factor is
the way to go.
Yeah.
In fact, a lot of racing teams, like even Red Bull back in the days when they first built their simulation platform for their own engineering team, they use R Factor as a base.
Okay.
Yeah. So you really want to go into that, that's the way to go. But for beginner friendly, Assetto Corsa.
Assetto Corsa.
On the PC platform.
So would you say like it's similar to Gran Turismo?
Yeah, similar to Gran Turismo. It's a bit more detailed than Gran Turismo. I would consider Gran Turismo is a bit simplified, but it's still relevant. It's still relevant to the real world. Yeah. It's just that it's a bit more simplified so that it's controller friendly.
Yeah.
Assetto Corsa has a bit more physics detail to it, so you can do a lot more with it.
Yeah, I mean, I think what I've done about beginners, what usually happens is they just smash the accelerator all the way to the end. The car starts spinning, and then they'll be like, right, I'm done.
Yeah, that's why Assetto Corsa, why is good, because you can adjust the assist as much as you want.
Yeah,
To make it really
like
friendly. You
Gran
can even
Turismo.
have the game to steer the car for you.
Yeah,
In case you're using keyboard, so you might need like steering assist. It's there.
yeah. So it has a lot of what do they call it? Accessibility options. I remember the first time I tried a racing game. I think I was in your place. I think it was R Factor. And, and I remember I tried.
Is that why you're not so keen into simulation until you got Gran Turismo?
At that time, probably, because I remember the first car I tried, it was a Corvette.
Oh, the C6R.
And I've driven this car in Gran Turismo, and this car is rabid.
It's rapid, yes. Rapid. It's rapid.
I still remember in Gran Turismo, after a turn, if you pull too hard on the accelerator, the car will immediately start spinning.
Yeah. There's so much torque, so much power.
I remember and so I kept trying, and I'm like, all right, this is not for me. I'm done. and I think what I want people to know is like, stay away from. I mean, I'm not saying stay away from R Factor, but it's going to be very hard for people because like cars are probably going to be overly sensitive. The performance is going to be too high. And it will probably put some people off.
Yeah, it probably,
Whereas, and I think you can get a slightly more toned down car in Assetto Corsa.
You see, this is why I'm okay with Gran Turismo, because it makes the players to start from something slower first.
Something familiar. I mean, you can probably use your car, I mean, there's even a CRV.
A CRV, there's the Honda Jazz where we see all
the Honda Fit.
You start from there, you get the license, you learn the basics.
Yes.
In fact, I mean, I'm a bit nuts in the head. My first experience on the simulator was F1 2002.
Yeah, I remember
so
that.
So those veteran sim racers will know that game. It's like one of the pioneers of simulation where the physics are extremely detailed and you really need to learn how to drive the car. So I mean, I did with Need for Speed first, so my first experience was that, and I had a steering wheel that has no force feedback, right? It's just spring loaded. So my friend gave me a copy of the F1 2002 and I tried it. Fortunately, it has the training program. Almost a very simplified version of Gran Turismo's training program. So you start off with a few corners, learn when to brake, how to turn, and how to apply the accelerator. The only challenge with that game is you got to learn all this on a Formula 1 car. Which spins every time you feather the pedals.
I know.
Actually, but somehow it got me hooked. Because it got me hooked. It's like, I want to make it work.
That's the thing. And I think this is so good about simulators, because before cars, you remember I used to play a lot of like flight simulator and stuff like that. Yeah, like the satisfaction when you finally get it done, you're like, all right, this is really good.
Yeah.
Gran Turismo, by the way, the first couple of training tracks are easy. But when you reach the supercar category, that's when it actually gets
it gets ridiculous.
That's when you start realizing, maybe I need a steering wheel because my controller, like the button, the R button, you cannot really like simulate slow acceleration.
It's difficult to control, to get the finesse out of it. Because you don't have a lot of range of motions on the controller.
Yes. And sometimes, like talking to, even when you drive in real life, sometimes you let go of the accelerator a little bit when you're turning, and sometimes you don't accelerate when you turn because the turn is very sharp. It's very hard to simulate something like that on a controller.
It's difficult, and especially when you have no force feedback, it's even more difficult because you don't know what the car is doing.
And when I started playing races online in Gran Turismo, I started recognizing people who use controller and people because the ones who are using a steering wheel, I can like the way they turn is so smooth. And everyone using controller, they brake very hard before the turn, and then like very sharp, and then after that start accelerating very quickly. And I'm like, all right, controller. The top three are probably all using like a full.
Just a few days ago, I attended this finals for the TGR racing. So they had a demo video during the promotional period of the event. And a demo video of one of the TGR rookie driver explaining how to race and how to drive the Interlagos track. So me and my fellow sim racers were looking at the video, and then we can see the car twitching, and we were like, oh,
controller.
They use the controller to to do the demonstration on the track. You can tell.
Like this, yes, I know.
Yeah.
It's just, But having said that, the Gran Turismo is still good because
It's good.
you can still find cars that you can relate to.
Yeah.
You can modify them, and then you can later move on to like super category of cars. But you don't need a steering wheel to enjoy it. Assetto Corsa, you can use a steering wheel to enjoy. It will feel much more like much more natural, basically.
Yeah, like all along, I've been a staunch PC platformer for simulations. Until recently, I did the Gran Turismo because of the competition recently.
Yeah.
And then I drove it and I thought, actually, Gran Turismo is okay for people who just starting out.
It's a console game.
Yeah, it's a very structured way for people to get into it.
Yeah.
And get addicted to it.
Yeah.
Then only you branch into the more complicated
I have
PC
one of my friends hates Gran Turismo 7 with passion. And I think he likes, because he likes the older career mode of Gran Turismo, where you get a car, you enter a career, and then there's the old style was very different.
I don't know that
He just hates this whole cafe thing, where you have to go to cafes.
Apparently, a lot of people criticize about the cafe thing.
I quite like it. I don't know.
I thought it's fine. It's a very good introduction.
If you don't like it, I respect that. But I just thought it was pretty, because it was my category.
Yeah.
And, I only got my license like, a year ago. It was actually a very good way for me to learn a lot about cars very quickly.
Yeah.
Because like they had like a menu for Japanese hot hatches, a menu for like American cars.
And I like that they actually explain why it's called hot hatch and all this.
Exactly.
Like Need for Speed used to do that back in 1995.
Yes.
Yeah, they used to do that. 1990s actually. Every car has a story.
Exactly.
Their history, and then you get to drive them and so on and so forth. After that, it just kind of like taper off. It becomes... Oh, not really. Need for Speed still continues this kind of educational thing.
Too commercialized
until
lately,
it became too commercialized after the Most Wanted installment.
I think all the cars started feeling the same in the latest like Need for Speed games. But like earlier, I remember in Need for Speed, I learned about cars like I knew GTR. I didn't know anything about cars, but I knew what GTRs were.
I knew the McLaren F1 because of Need for Speed 2. Exactly. And how legendary it is.
It's like they introduce all these kind of iconic cars in a very cool way.
Yeah.
But the cafe system of Gran Turismo, I quite like it.
Yeah, it's the same thing. It's just that they do it in a more more interactive, not say interactive, more human way.
Yes.
Like people talk to you.
And they have like
that kind of stuff.
Specific tournaments for a certain car brand.
Yes.
Like Nissan tournament.
And
and then you get like all the R32s.
And it reflects the real world, because that's what real world motorsport is about. You have categories, like in Malaysia, you have categories for the Saga Cup. You have categories for 1.5 liter CVT auto. And you have categories for continental cars.
Yes.
It's very grassroots level. So it's very similar, very relatable. So that's what I like about the Gran Turismo also.
Yes.
Yeah. Only thing I don't quite like Gran Turismo is that they kind of simplified the physics a bit. There's pros and cons to it.
I think it's just because they are catering for the majority of people who are using a controller, not using like a pro thing. If you're a pro, you can use it, but I think it's mostly...
Even a lot of pro drivers also came out from Gran Turismo. Remember the Nissan GT Academy?
Yeah.
There's a movie about it. So they all started from there. So, no, nothing wrong with that then.
I can hear my friend raging probably after watching this video, because
let's go and have a drink. Let me see you get raged.
He was just complaining about this cafe thing nonstop, and I was like,
good.
I was sort of like
I mean, I get the criticism, but there's no point raging on it.
I think because
it's good.
It's very different from the older ones, But I didn't tell him I like it. I just kept quiet.
Oh, you should tell him you like it, and you record his reaction.
I just said like, oh, it's.
And on the next podcast, have him around, and then you said that, and then just record him to get ragey. Just for laughs.
I think his reaction is, like how when companies change something and then people don't like the new change.
Reminds me of the Witcher series.
The
Netflix series.
Battlefield 6 came out recently, and a lot of people
Netflix, please change your screenwriters, please.
Anyway, let's not talk about
I digress.
Let's not talk about TV shows, because that's going to be another thing, But I guess new installment. I mean, from their point of view, like Gran Turismo, they wanted to revolutionize. They want to innovate, so they want to change it.
Yeah, they're doing a
People
good job
resist
about
change,
it, actually.
So, real life racing, because I think you went to a track before.
Yeah, I went to 3 track days.
You went to Subang, right?
I did once at Sepang.
Sepang, sorry, not
at
Subang.
a shakedown for that car that I built.
Yes.
And then 2 times at the Malacca International Motorsport Circuit.
Yes.
Yeah, MIMC, Malacca International Motorsport Circuit. Yeah.
And one of the questions people might ask is, how close is sim racing to real life racing?
Very.
Like
Very.
if you were to give a percentage.
I would say 80 to 90% close.
80 to 90%.
Yes. The last 10% difference is mainly because of the
G-force.
G-force, yes. But I'm talking about more on the
Setup.
accuracy, right? I'm talking about more the accuracy side of things. The last 10 to 20% is probably the track temperatures, the conditions might be a little bit different,
yeah.
some dust here and there. Because in the sim is pretty much controlled environment. It's
Yeah.
ideal. You can make it as ideal as it can be. But out in the real world, there are some other elements that comes into play, like dust on the track, debris, the tire carcass on the track, wind, temperature changes. And sometimes the temperature changes may even affect the engine performances.
Yes.
But the rest of the 80-90% is the same.
Yeah.
Like how you brake, where you brake, how you turn, what kind of speed you can carry, what to expect on the next corner, so on and so forth.
So I think that's something a lot of people. I was actually thinking about this the other day, because a lot of sim racers, they put one foot on the brake and one foot on the accelerator. I've seen some people do it, and I went online, and apparently some people do that in real life as well.
Yeah.
And I was like,
you mean one foot on the brake,
one foot on the brake, one foot on the accelerator?
They press together, or they have
No,
to
they alternate between the two.
Yeah, that's called left foot braking. So it's just faster. I remember there's one Top Gear episode about Richard Hammond driving an F1 car, right? They are so detailed to the point where the transition between your accelerator to the brake is 0.2 seconds too slow.
Yeah.
So there's a reason why they do left foot braking. They call it left foot braking. So that the moment they are off the accelerator, immediately the left foot brakes. So there's no delay in between.
Yes. That's why they use the side of their foot on the clutch.
That for some cases, like a 3-pedal car, normally for 3-pedal car, normally they will keep the left foot on the clutch, and when they brake, they had to do the heel toe technique.
Yeah.
Where when they're braking, they need to rev match as they downshift.
It's funny.
Yeah.
It's funny because the first time I ever drove a car, when I was doing my driving license, I drove an ASEAN, and I naturally thought that you would have to put your left foot on the brake and then your right foot on the accelerator.
On the road, you don't do that.
And then I remember my instructor was like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah. Don't do that.
I was like, "It's two, so I need to put both." It was like, "No, it doesn't work like that."
It doesn't work like that.
And I remember telling myself, "Wow, it's so much easier to brake like this." And he was like, "We do not brake like that."
No, not on public roads. Not on public roads.
You have to But yeah, obviously don't do that on a public road. This is only for
track use,
for track use,
for performance purposes.
Because you want to switch as fast as possible.
I mean, if you want to practice your left foot braking, you can do it on the public road, but drive it like normally, slowly.
Yes.
Right. Just be careful. Be very careful.
Yeah.
Right. Other than that, you don't do it as a habit.
First,
it's not comfortable because the manufacturers has designed the pedals to be on the right side.
Exactly.
Right?
Yes.
And secondly, you don't want to accidentally rest your foot on the brake pedal while you're driving on the highway.
Yeah.
You will fry your brakes.
Yeah.
So
No,
that's
there's a
aspect
safety
right there.
thing. Yeah. So we do not try this, not at home, but do not try this on
the real life. Yeah, you can try that at home.
Yeah, you try
But
this at
don't do
home.
it in the real car on the public road.
You can try it on a sim rig. You can try it in a track.
Or when the road is clear and empty, you can practice it, right? Just be very careful when there's no one around.
Yes. So I think we can end it with a very with a question about communities. Because people, I think if people want to get into this thing, obviously they don't want to race alone for the rest of their.
You
know what I mean? Even racing online can be a little bit boring because there's no community. People are not talking to each other. So how can we, or can people actually join? Is there a community where people can join?
Yes, there is. There's a lot of online community you can search through Google. One of the, I think, 2 big ones, the strong ones in Malaysia is the Axel Sports.
Excel Sports.
Yeah, they organize yearly numerous competitions online.
Okay.
They even have club nights. So for 50 ringgit a year, you can join their club. So by Tuesdays, they have a gathering where everybody gather around, have fun on the sim, get to know everybody. And then
Okay.
online races where Alex Yong organizes them. You can just sign up for it. Then there's another group by Race Room Experience, Race Room Asia. It's at near Ara Damansara. That's another community where that one is a bit more premium because they have like a full motion sim rig, and then they have this really big or really big gathering of races, real life races actually gather around there also to have like endurance racing for 2-3 hours together, at the place for a fee. So it's a bit more premium because they target more of a mature audience. Excel, on the other hand, they target a much broader audience.
Okay.
With a focus on bringing up new generations of racers.
Okay.
So there's this community, and then there's a lot of Discord community you can find through Facebook.
Yes.
And then there are online communities overseas. There's another pretty upcoming community in Australia called Octane Online Racing. You can go online and search and join them. They have Discord channels and stuff. So if be it you want to compete or not, or you just want to have fun, it's encouraged to join this community because first of all, the percentage of people passionate about motorsport is not big, right?
Yeah.
Considering the population of Malaysia.
Yeah, it's a very small strata. I think,
You find more people who love football and badminton, so it's easy.
Yeah.
But for motorsport, it's a bit more niche, especially in the Malaysian population this small size.
Yeah.
So encouraged to join the communities, then you get to share your passion with people, and
Yeah.
you will surprisingly learn a lot of stuff from them. Like I certainly learned a lot. I used to keep to myself for 8, 9 years, 10 years or so until I have the courage to go and look for a competition to give myself a challenge, after so many years of going solo, getting boring already. So let's go for competition. Then from there, I get to know a lot of new people, mostly young fellas because it's Axel, right? So they have a lot of young fellows, and then their parents involved also.
Okay.
Yeah, so I get to meet the parents as well. So people around my age, and there are people around my age also come into the play who are just interested.
Parents?
Yeah.
So how old are we talking about here?
The parents are like 40 something years old, and their kid is like there's one, the youngest one is 12. Right now it's 12. The other one is I think 10 or 11 years old now.
So they're already starting.
They're doing sim racing and go-kart as well, full-time go-kart.
Like real life go-kart.
Real life, yes, go-kart and sim
that's
racing.
actually a very cool activity.
Yeah, and then I've met another father all the way from Ipoh. His son is 15 years old right now, gonna do this PMR. I think PMR no more already. There's a major exam this year for him. He's doing. He got fished out by Alex Young on one of those campus tour esports thing. Fished him out, and then he be part of the Excel Academy team of students. So as young as that, then there are a lot of college students. Some of them are doing TGR rookies. So the Vios Challenge, there's a rookie category.
I saw that. Yes.
Then some of them has graduated the rookie and are going into part-time or full-time racing. Some of them has passed that intermediate point and went full pro. So the Aslan brothers are the famous ones.
Yeah, I know these guys.
Yeah.
So basically, there's something for everyone in the Axel community.
Something for everyone.
Yeah. So I think that's like the starting point for an average person. Is like
go to Axel. Just go to Axel.
It's not a sponsored video.
It's not a sponsored video. I'm an Axel Club member. I encourage people to go for communities. Go for Race Room or go for Axel. Take your pick, right? Just be there. Be physically there with people, get to know them, and it's a nice environment.
Yeah.
I love it.
And obviously you said it's every two
Tuesdays, yeah.
Every 2 Tuesdays.
Yeah,
and
every
the
2
membership
Tuesdays. I think
is,
tomorrow is what? Tomorrow is the 14th, right?
Tomorrow is the 14th. Yes.
Yeah, 14th of October. So from there onwards, you can count like every 2 Tuesdays. So you get the pattern.
And
or just go to Excel and ask.
It's just 50 ringgit a year.
A year membership.
And then I mean, hopefully it's a good starting point because you get to meet some people, and then
and most importantly, you get to meet Alex Young.
You meet Alex Young,
Yes,
and then
very down to earth, very humble, and
Yeah.
really passionate.
this is
fellow.
like all the pro people are always will tell you things like I'm always trying to learn and stuff like that.
Yeah,
It's always like that
yeah.
persona.
They're
I know.
really humble.
I
But
know.
Alex Young is different. Alex Young, because he's leading the pack,
Yes.
he's spearheading the whole initiative,
Yes.
and he's really humble.
Yeah.
His
yeah.
own son is now racing in Europe with one of those prototype races, and he just got a podium or won the race recently.
Oh, nice.
And they all started young, and they
Yeah.
are all on Alex Young's platform, and everybody's just
Yeah.
humble and down to earth.
I think it's good because like people can just go and meet a group of people that they like, and then just join them, and then they just go make their own
And
their own community. You know.
yeah, and one thing good about communities like this is that, I mean, for Axel and Race Room, is that those who have some, I'm sure you will come across people with some attitude issues, too big of an ego and stuff.
I think it's everywhere.
Yeah, they'll naturally won't fit into these kind of communities, because when you attract good people, these are the kind of people you will attract.
Yes.
It comes naturally.
Yeah.
And some communities, they allow not so healthy people in, so
Because
that
they're
community
really good.
becomes unhealthy naturally.
I know what you mean. Yeah.
So why I recommended these two
It's because it's friendly.
Yeah.
It's
yeah,
and
it's
then
really friendly, it's really open, really down to earth.
people can learn from each other. People can start out. They can form their own community. and
In
then they
fact,
can learn.
I believe there is another community for Gran Turismo 7 pro competitors, because they compete together for many years already. And I'm sure there's a group for that. I'm not a PlayStation guy, so I don't know that group.
Yeah.
I just met some of them. There's one fellow who won national championship 4 times and represented Malaysia for the Gran Turismo World Tour in Europe 3 times.
Nice.
And he's the most down-to-earth fellow I've
It's
ever
a pro person thing. All the pro people are like very
so
down to
down
earth.
to earth, so friendly. Like, I just had a chat with him after the finals a couple of days ago, and I shared with him my challenges with Gran Turismo platform, and he said, then he's really friendly. He just shared to me, you really need to spend time to get used to the physics, because it's a bit different, it's a bit more simplified.
Yeah.
So once you get used to it, then you'll be really fast already.
Yeah.
And he respects me, and I respect him as
Yeah,
well. So I'm like,
yeah.
damn.
Yeah.
If the commentators does not mention that he's a 4-time national champion,
You wouldn't.
I wouldn't know.
Yeah.
I wouldn't know.
Yep. Yep. Because some people would walk around with a chip on their shoulder.
Yeah. Some of the fellows from the community also told me stories about one guy in one of the groups elsewhere that he has a huge chip on the shoulder. I'm like, good thing he's not here.
I don't know, man. I can't stand people like that. I mean, it's just let's just be friendly, let's just try to be nice.
Yeah.
I mean, life is too short for that all that.
So go to Axel, go to Race Room.
Yes.
These two I highly recommend.
And I think I really enjoyed talking to you, man. I think this was really, really good. I didn't know that we're going to be talking this long, actually.
Oh, well, there's so much more we can talk about, actually.
And I've actually only done some of the questions, but I think if you guys really, really like the video, then maybe I'll probably do like a part 2. I don't want to put one of those 1,000 like and that kind of thing, But I just want to see if the reaction is really, really strong. If people are really excited, then why not? Just make it happen.
Leave a
So
like and share.
just like leave a comment and let us know. And I would really appreciate it if you could share it with your friends. And remember, if you know anyone that is really passionate, that is really interested about a particular topic,
slide him a DM.
I'll just leave your details in the comments. I mean, just leave a comment. I'll leave an email in the description of the video. You can send me an email and I'll do my best to respond. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.
Say bye-bye to Baby Yoda.